Imagine living in a COVID-19 hotspot and having no water for days. That's what the residents of Chatsworth and surrounding areas in Durban are having to deal with. The eThekwini municipality says the water shortage is a result of an unexpected pump malfunction. Chatsworth resident Anni Bunsee joins us now to explain what it's really like on the ground. Ms. Bunsee, thank you so much for your time and good morning to you. I mean, how are you coping, particularly with Chatsworth as a hotspot and not having water within your area?
Hi, good morning to you, and thank you for taking my call. It's quite frustrating. I mean, we got up this morning just like every other resident here, hoping with a ray of hope to have turning on the tap and getting water out. But unfortunately, it's day 6, no water, no tankers coming, absolutely nothing. And it's absolutely frustrating, thinking and looking at everybody. Water is essential. It's life. Water is life. And it's so unfair, when you find tankers are being dispatched from certain spots, but they are not coming to most of the places. They go to the borderline of the community, the district. And you find people, the community are gathering there. We are right in the center of this pandemic and the virus is at its peak. And, having to deal with all of these things here, you find these people are crowded at the tankers. They have one tanker, maybe 2, 3, and 4, which is parked at one spot, and people, the community has to go to these spots. I mean, it's unfair to the, it's absolutely unfair to the elderly people, to the sick, to the weak and frail, and to everybody.
Right.
I mean, those who have transport can manage, get water from another district or so, but it's absolutely frustrating now on our side.
I mean, I've read reports as well that part of the reason why it's usually congested around the tank is that even the tanker itself is not enough, does not have enough water for the entire community. So everyone just tries to go there and get as much water as they can as early as possible, which then causes that congestion.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, and I understand the reason of people's concern. But what about those who are weak, those who cannot get to this tank? How do they survive? How? I mean, this is the middle of a pandemic, and people need to wash their hands. People need to wash their masks. We have to practice the social distancing. How do we do this? And there's no control on the outside. Now, I, as an individual, I need water, but I'm unable, and I'm a bit scared to get to this place because if I have to get there, I have to think of 2 things. Right. Either getting water to survive or to survive the pandemic, the virus. So which one do I choose?
Has government communicated with you as community members as to what the problem is and when this problem will be resolved?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I did try to contact quite a few councillors. And it was unfortunate that I couldn't get hold of any. But in the end, I did get hold of one who was absolutely arrogant to me. And, that's not acceptable.
Yeah. How many days now have you been without the water?
This is the 6th day.
It's going for close to 7 days now, almost a week now that you haven't had water. Any other alternatives besides the water tanker, Ms. Bunsee? Or is that the only source of water that you have at your disposal right now?
As a matter of fact, this is the only source of water we have is the tankers. But what's happening is when people find out that we do not have any water, from the goodness of their heart, they come out and they give us a 5-liter bottled water. So, sometimes you find these drivers go past and in their cars or vehicles they have water and these bottled water. And they just hand out 1 or 2 to you. 1 or 2 of the bottled water is not going to help in any way. Some people have family of 6 and 7. I believe and I also appreciate the fact that they are doing it out of the goodness of their heart. But at the same time, you do need the tankers to make a step to come around in the district and to distribute. Because if you look at it, they are doing this water distribution only on the main roads and on the borderline of the community, of the district. Now, what about those people who are living inside the district and now they cannot get to the tankers? That is my main concern, and I am one of them. It's absolutely frustrating because we have kids.
Right.
old and frail people, sick people. So I have cancer patients around my neighborhood here. So I mean, it's quite frustrating and disturbing, you know.
All right. Well, we have to leave it at that, but thank you so much for talking to us, and hopefully this issue will be resolved. Chatsworth resident Anni Bunsee, of course, joining us then, explaining what it's really like on the ground there as a resident.